Okay, so I have finally gotten around to recording this video. Actually, I've been nudged into recording this video. I had no idea that I still needed to do this. So let's get into it. I am in my Cricut design space. I'm actually on a new project. So if you just go to new project, so you go to this screen, we're going to go to upload here. I'm going to click upload an image, then I'm going to browse. And now I need to find where the heck I put this. And I don't remember where I put it, so I guess we'll find it together. I've got an idea of where it is. In my SVG cuts. And then I think it's the baseball cap. And I think this is the one I need. So I clicked on that. We're going to click on SVG files. We're going to go to extras. Perfect. Now these are updated files. So what I did before is completely different than what I'm about to do now. What I'm about to do now is so much easier. We're going to go to entire baseball cap separated. Now remember, you're in your extras folder. We're going to hit open. We see everything there. That looks good. We are going to save it. Now, I could have done the one with the straight lines, but I kind of like the cut lines, and so we're just going to go with this. So we're going to click this, and you see it's green, it's highlighted, and I'm going to go to Insert Images. Now, I am going to reduce the size. So we're at 100% now. I'm going to reduce it to, let's work with 25%. Okay, so I reduced the size of the canvas down to 25%, and that's over here. Now when I look at this, I am going to grab a square. Now what I know is that the largest image on this is this right here, this base. I am going to enlarge this entire thing while it's grouped to make this fit as the largest piece that I can cut on a 12 by 12 mat, and that's going to be 11.5 by 11.5. On a 12 by 12 mat, the largest that you can cut is 11.5 by 11.5. So while everything is selected, I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to insert a square. I'm going to make this square 11.5, and there we are. Now, I'm going to take this image all while it's together, and we're going to arrange it. We're going to move it, send it to the front. I want it in front of this square. Now, I am moving this guy just right here so that I can see that it's on this mat. Now I'm going to pull it to enlarge. I'm enlarging everything at the same time. You see it's getting bigger. Now I'm going to scoot it back to see how far we have to go. And I'm going to move it even larger. And I'm looking to see how much space I have down here because I am going to use 12 by 12 sheets of paper. So I'm not concerned about how far it was going. If you were using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, you would put that on here. You would make this box that size and keep enlarging until you get to that size, to a size that's adequate. Okay, we're getting closer. I'm just working my way little by little. Okay, that one was a bit generous and too big. So now I need to, is it too big? Yeah, it's too big. So we're going to resize it, and I'm just playing with this until I see that this image fits. And it does, but it's smaller than I want. I want to get this hat box as big as I can get it. As large. So I keep playing, I keep pulling, I keep pulling. I need to pull this down a little bit because I am bumping into the top there, and it does not like that. Just going to keep enlarging little by little. I can get it just a little bit bigger. Do I care? I want it as big as I can get it. All right, let's see if that's good. It is. So now I see that this whole image right here, this image right there, all fits on this 12 by 12 mat. So I'm going to take this and I am going to select it, and it's all grouped together still. And I'm going to go over here and ungroup it because there's no way that my machine is going to recognize me cutting because this is too big. It's too big. So I'm going to ungroup everything. And now I can touch things individually. So now that's an individual one, that's individual. So all this stuff is individual. I'm going to grab this guy. I know that I don't need him, so I'm going to get rid of him because I'm not using a baseball on the front of this cap. And so I got rid of those guys. I no longer need that square. Now, if I were to hit make it, it's going to make everything, but do you see this screen right here? These are the score lines or the cut lines, and they're not attached to the image. So what we need to do is cancel this. And we're going to not touch anything over here. We're going to work over here in this layers panel. And I'm going to click this, the very top. And there is a score line. You can't see it, but there's a score line right there. I am going to hit attach. And now that's attached. And we need to do that for every single image. So I'm just going to go down the row and hit attach. I'm clicking the one where the arrow drops down. And I'm going to hit attach. And I'm just going through all of them until they all say attach. There are some that don't need to be attached, like this guy right here doesn't have any score lines. It's simply to add support to the base. So you won't have any there. But we're just going to scroll down some more and we're going to click this, then we're going to hit attach. This one doesn't need it, that one doesn't need it. These guys do. If I were to click that, see I clicked it, there's no way for me to attach it, so I know that doesn't work. This guy needs to be attached. This guy needs to be attached. This guy needs to be, I lost count of where I was. This guy needs to be attached. This guy needs to be attached. This guy. This one, attach. And there we have it. So now when I hit make it, I shouldn't see any gray squares. Otherwise, I know that I've missed something. And cool, I see here that I'm going to need 8 sheets. And some of the mats have put multiple pieces on there because it can tolerate that. It can stand for it. It's got the space. So that is how I resize my image. I know this took forever for me to get. I get it. It took forever. However, I got a lot of questions about it, and I'm glad I'm finally getting to it. So I'm actually going to do this hat. I'm going to play with it a little bit. My last hat, I duplicated a shirt. This time I'm going to duplicate a hat and see if I can make a cute little box. So I'm going to start playing in Design Space with the elements that I want to go on the hat. Alright, so stay tuned. I will show you guys how to put the hat together. I'm also going to take this piece right here, which is the liner to this, so it fits on top of that. I'm going to duplicate it, and I am going to, what size is that? It's 8.74 by 7.59. I think I've got to reduce it a little bit, but I'm going to change that to a print to cut, and then I'm going to put a pattern on there so that it matches the hat, I think. Alright guys, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do that because that could be very, very tedious, but alright, we will see you back when I'm assembling.